Hello and welcome to the Your Academy podcast powered by Athletes Mind. My name is obviously Ryan and we've got a little bit of a different episode here today. I'm actually not joined by Tony. Me and Tony have had this idea in the works for a little while and we're slowly going to have guests on. So without further ado, we've got our first guest on today. This person needs no introduction. He was picked 55 in the AFL National Draft in 2023, but was forced to retire in 2024 due to a pre-season accident. And the new co-host of the Brain Even podcast, Aiden O'Driscoll. Welcome to the podcast, mate. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Ryan?
I am doing absolutely excellent.
Thanks for having me.
You are most welcome. How you been, mate? Firstly, thank you for coming on. But overall, how you been?
Yeah, well, obviously since it happened, ups and downs. But to be honest, in the last sort of 3 or so months, it's been pretty good. Like I've been keeping myself really, really busy. I work in support work and doing lots of coaching gigs, a lot of one-on-one coaching. Got like 6 kids I coach now one-on-one. And support works for Whatability, it's called. So,
yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's just for like special needs kids. So I'm enjoying that and enjoying the coaching side of things as well as Perth Demons and Wesley as well. And then on the side, when I have like time, I do like personal training.
Yeah,
like
nice.
a course as well.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
man.
so I'm really busy.
It's good that obviously outside of footy you're keeping yourself busy now. But obviously we'll start off with your early life, mate. Where do you grow up? Obviously, with my research, you grew up at a little country town. How did you find that, like growing up in a country town and not, in a big city like Perth?
Yeah, well, I grew up an hour and a half from Perth, a little town called Northam. Call it the N town every time I go back now. Nah, love it. I still love it. Home's home. Doesn't matter where you grow up. And it's sort of good because instead of being sort of just city my whole life, like I got that flexibility. Like I love going to the beach when I'm in Perth. Like obviously I live in Perth now. I live near Freo, so I'm right by pretty close to the beach. And then also got that country sort of background as well, so I can get back. It's only an hour and a half down the road. Whenever I sort of want to, and I'm going back for harvest at the end of the year, so I'll be keen for that. And then so it's just a different look in life. And coming from the country, growing up, it's all sport. So like small town, it's just sport. So I played cricket, basketball, footy, obviously. Did athletics. I did lots of sports. I even played netball. So I used to go from football to playing netball in the afternoon.
Oh wow!
When I was younger, and I actually got 2-time MVP in netball. So I talk about it to people. I say unanimous, like Steph Curry. Yeah. So except it's in netball, so it's probably not something to brag about. But I was pretty young, so yeah. Everything that keeps me busy.
I mean, netball's a pretty good sport to go on. I mean, I've played a couple of times. Was this just guys playing netball? Was it multi?
It was mixed.
Mixed. I love mixed, man.
Yeah.
I think it's an unreal sport.
It was good.
I think it's very good fun.
It's actually very good fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So this actually goes to my other question. So if you actually was to go, into another professional sport like in football, would you like go to like cricket, basketball, where you played, or even netball apparently because you're an MVP?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If honestly, there's Australian men's netball team now, so I don't know, but like everything on the cards. I said to you guys earlier, like basketball was probably my number one sport. Like I loved it more than footy, to be honest. Every time the NBA was on, I was like, I got to chuck this on. And I'm like, Dad was watching like the news in the morning or something. I'll be like, Dad, I got to put the basketball on. Sorry, mate, you kicked out. Yeah, I got to watch these guys. And yeah, Steph Curry was my idol growing up. So definitely basketball would be my number one.
Oh, yeah.
And then also outside of footy, athletics.
Yeah.
So I'm working towards that now, building something with that.
Yeah.
I've been doing heaps of, it's pre-season at the moment because it's summer sport.
Yeah.
So yeah, heaps of training in the gym, 4 days a week with a program, and then 3 days on the track.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So
would you actually trying to go into that professional side of athletics?
Potentially, yeah. Because, like, as you guys probably know, that my 20 meter is pretty rapid.
Yeah.
So that helps.
I did watch you get the 100 meter sprint.
Yeah.
I did see you win that in the year 12.
In the year 12.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Former PSA fastest man.
Fastest man, yeah. So like I reckon I've gotten a fair bit faster than that as well. So yeah, I think I run like a 10.67-ish around there, and I reckon I could run like a 10.3 now, maybe even less.
That's mental.
So
That's crazy.
And then, but like the one that I was going to touch on was 60 meters.
Yeah.
I reckon my 60 meter, because they do that as like a proper run now in America, I reckon I could be like top at that. I reckon I'm pretty quick at that.
That's, yeah.
Because
Jeez,
my
I didn't
first
know
sort of
that.
20 is pretty quick. Yeah, they do that professionally now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe not in the Olympics, but they do it
Get
professionally.
it in the Olympics, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, who was your greatest role model growing up in that, the small town area? And when did you actually realize that you can make it into the AFL? Like, how old were you? Like, did you know from a young age that, hey, you had potential? Was it more your back end years, like you're 16, you're 17, then you actually knew you could actually make it if you, screwed your head on? Not saying you didn't.
Yeah,
but.
well, like, funny you say that last part there. I was pretty naughty in school. So growing up in a country town, like, I didn't like school. I was just sport. So yeah, I always stuffed around a little bit in class. But yeah, when I sort of got to, I don't know, let's say 14, 15, never went to Perth for anything. I was still playing under 16s footy. And then I think, it was around 14, 15, I got selected for futures. And then I was, 15. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm starting to get all right at footy. Like I'm starting to get pretty good. And always my attribute was my running.
Yeah.
So there was this coach that was actually my role model growing up in juniors football. I'm not going to say he got me drafted, but he definitely helped me and gave me like a kick and a boost to get drafted.
Yeah, nice.
Because when I was like, 15, still playing back at home a little bit, he said, mate, you got to use your effing pace. Like you've got to show me what you've really got in there, because I had a good tank as well as pace, but I didn't really know where to use it and like what to do in games. And he just said, mate, turn it on. This one game, I just turned it on. I was just running. And I had this dude tagging me, and he said, mate, do you know what you do when you break your tag? You use your pace even more. Yeah. So I just kept running around, and that sort of gave me a spark to keep going. Yeah, nice. And then I got selected for Colts when I was 15 as well. So, yeah, it started from there, I would say, from juniors.
Nice. That's a really good story, actually.
Yeah.
So obviously you didn't stay in Northern for your whole life. You moved up to do schooling. Did you actually board at Wesley? I'm actually not sure. Were you a boarder at Wesley?
Yeah. So year 11, I went to Wesley. You
moved in year 11?
Yeah, year 11. Yeah. So I was pretty late. I was probably too late, because when you get to sort of 16, you sort of build all your friend connections and like wherever you are in the world. So I was homesick for a while, actually. It took me about, I reckon 4 months, solid 4 months to be like, I'm actually like so grateful to be here. Like this opportunity doesn't come to many people at all, especially from the country. Like I was so grateful, and like it was the best move I've ever had. Like it matured me pretty much straight away, because you got to discover a lot of independence being in boarding school. And like I loved it ever since I went to year 11. I played arguably my better footy season in year 11 than year 12. Maybe because I did have better players around me. Yeah. But I found I loved it ever since I went.
That's unreal, mate. How did you find that, like junior, like obviously going on from that question, how did you find that experience playing for Wesley and Perth in general?
Yep.
So how did you find that?
Oh, so good, unreal. Like PSA competition. It's just it's all of it's just camaraderie, to be honest. Yeah, and that's the best part about it. You're playing with your mates every day. The difference between school, obviously, you get to go to school with them, get to hang out with them at school, and then you can also talk shit. I don't know, like in the boarding house, you can talk about footy. A couple of boys played ones, so you can talk about potential game plans, all that sort of stuff, and then you can rock up the next day, go on the bus, to the game with the boys, and then get pre-game pumped up.
Yeah.
One of the boys had a massive speaker in the bar, so he used to put over his head, rocking up to the games. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
And it was just good fun. And then Perth, the exact same thing, just different vibes, obviously, because people come from different schools. Sometimes you get people you verse in footy. So I had a couple of Aquinas boys I versed, obviously like Mitch Keenan, Nash Heusler and stuff. He actually gave me a punch once in a game, Nash. Yeah, and then the next week after, we were playing together as teammates at Perth.
Oh my God!
Bro, I was like, oh, do you know when you like not watching the ball, and then he just come straight in the gut, and winded the hell out of me, man. Like you get different perspectives, sort of thing, different teammates, different vibes.
Yeah,
and it's all just great.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, even with my PSA experience, even though, I played threes footy, I don't know if you know that. I wasn't a very good footy player, but I just really love the camaraderie of it. Like, I played with my best mates, and, I didn't know how to kick a footy. I had a double-handed ball drop until year 12. I'm not afraid to say.
100%, yeah.
But I had fun. Like, I actually had a lot of fun, and I really did enjoy PSA footy as a whole. And I think a lot of people who come out of a PSA school actually say that they enjoy that the most. Yeah. Like playing with your mates. That's all they care about.
That's like 100%.
That's what I miss most about PSA anyway. Yeah. Like just, playing with your best mates every single week.
Yeah. And that's what you also miss going out of school. Because like everyone does their own thing, whatever. Like you no longer, especially in boarding, like you don't see them as much. They were all like a brotherhood. Same with even playing together in school footy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I mean, if you had to give, your top 3 greatest moments throughout that junior level, from Perth to WA to PSA footy at Wesley College, what would your top 3 be?
Best in terms of best performances or best?
Just in general. Moments. I mean, it could be your best performance. You could have 45 and 5 goals. Okay. That could be one. Yeah. Or it could be, go after a siren if someone kicked it. Yeah. So it could be something like that. So,
well, definitely making the grand final.
Yeah,
for Perth. Perth versus Claremont. Obviously, we lost, which we would have won. One boy, I'm not going to mention his name, he kicked a few points, but he was playing out of position, so I'm not going to tell him off because, he was a back playing forward. But, a few things didn't go our way. They had a flipping good side, Claremont, unreal. I kicked a couple of goals that game early. I think in the first quarter, first two, that was the best start I've ever had to a game. So probably those 2 moments alone, and then the state game against South Australia. That game probably boosted my draft stocks a lot more than they were, just because I had this one chase down that was really good, and then I had like 20 touches, 12 marks. So on the playing wing half forward, so
that's good.
That helped. Yeah,
nice
for sure.
Too easy. I mean, that's unreal, mate. I mean, playing for WA, that's pretty good.
yeah. Well, saying that, I didn't play any 12s, 14s, 16s.
Oh, so it was your first WA?
First WA representative. So like, obviously coming from the country, it was hard.
Yeah.
1, I couldn't try out. I was always on holidays and stuff. And 2, I just never got the call up, never got selected or anything. And the 16s even been at Perth. So the 18s, I think I got a text or a call saying we want to invite you. You're invited down to the state. Yeah,
nice. Try out. It's great to hear. I mean, we're going on for the mindset questions. I mean, before going into that draft, did you actually know that you were going to be drafted by the Bulldogs, like before the draft when it actually happened, or did you have like no clue at all?
How it works? Yeah. So it's I definitely had an idea, but I didn't know it was Bulldogs. Like, it's pretty crazy. They keep it. I reckon they know themselves, like the whole AFL. I reckon they know who's going to pick who, whatever. But my manager's actually like, on the day when I was driving back from Levers, mind you, that's like a 4-hour drive, maybe more, back home. And on the way, he was like, hey, buddy, how you going? And I'm like, yeah, good. I'm a little bit nervous. And he goes, mate, don't be nervous. And I'm like, why? And then he's like, oh, like there's like 5 or 6 clubs that are really, really interested at this point. And this was going into the night. So I didn't know what to expect. It could have been any of these 5 clubs. But he said, if it was after pick 46 or something, because I was 55. Yeah, if it was after pick 46, then Freo would have picked me up. Freo didn't pick me out, the Dogs.
Who did they pick up instead? Do you know?
Cooper Simpson, I'm pretty sure, and Jack Delaney. So those two players, they're like Jack's improving a lot. Cooper's again, obviously. Yeah. And then after that, it was sort of Brisbane, Bulldogs, and Sydney, and then St Kilda. There was a couple of others, but mainly Bulldogs and Freo from pick 45 onwards, and the Dogs just didn't pick me up. If I'd have gone to Freo, I would have been playing.
You never know.
Yeah. But completely grateful. Bulldogs ended up picking me up 55.
How was that feeling when you're an AFL player? Like how was that overall just feeling and experience when your name got picked 55 in the draft, Aiden O'Driscoll? What were your emotions going?
First emotions, like you don't really know what to expect. Like I'm always one like to say there's always a person better than you. Like I've always liked being humble. I always, obviously, like, you got to have a bit of, like, cockiness, but I always like to stay humble because there's always something to aim for, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, when it happened, as soon as it happened, I was, like, mixed emotions straight away. I was like, oh, my God, this is so great. And then I was like, oh, my God, do I cry or do I just fucking, like, smile? Like, it was unreal. Best feeling I've ever had in my life. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I remember you just showing me your messages on Levers, I'm pretty sure, and they just like, hey, I'm Jed Buslinger. Hey, I'm Marcus Thompson-Pelly. And I was holy shit. Like, imagine just like on your phone, like obviously the new followers.
Yeah.
Just the people following you, text me. Like, that would just be like, you're the king of the world.
It can be overwhelming because it was genuinely text message after text message and phone call after phone call. When Bevo called me, I was like, holy fuck, this is like legit now. Like, this is goosebumps stuff shit. And then Bont called me as well. I was like, what? I was like, what is going on? It was insane. It was insane. And then having all the family around me was so good. Best feeling. My best mate from Kalgoorlie as well. He was there, so
that's so cool, man.
Yeah,
I mean, could have happened to me, but I'm just so bad at footy. So how, like, obviously, as building up to that draft, how much behind the scenes effort did actually, go into you getting drafted, like that no one else sees? How much effort did you put in general? Yeah, well,
it's as easy as this. You just got to lock in. Like it's like anything really. Like if you want to build your way to something, you can't make excuses. You can't go, I'll do it later, or I'll end up doing it tomorrow when you don't actually end up doing it in general. Like you gotta do it in the moment, if that makes sense. So yeah, I never effed around at all. Like I was locked in, as I said. I never drank much. Like if a few boys were going out, obviously I was 18 in July, so I was one of the oldest ones. And towards the end of it, I started to like go out a couple of times. But to be honest, I was just so locked in. On weekends when people would go to mates' houses and drink, I would be like getting more touch in. It's just all about like repetition.
Yeah.
The same stuff over and over, just repetitive. It's like with anything. It's like with work. If you're practicing something, you're going to get better. You're bound to get better. So repetition, as well as eating the right foods, as well as obviously recovery and watching vision as well.
Yeah.
I found that was really important as well, because I had my manager in the background telling me like, oh, you need to improve on this, need to improve on that. And I was like, yeah, fair. I can see it in the vision as well. So I watched clips. That was my number one as well. And yeah, I just went to the coach, Scotty Moore. He was my coach, still is the Perth coach now. And he just said, mate, yep, you're doing this well, you're doing that well, but you need to improve on this. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna improve on that.
Yeah, so nice. Do you reckon vision was the most important part, or was it like more food and base diet, or not drinking? What do you reckon actually was the most important part?
All of it combined, to be honest. Yeah, just all of it together. As well, obviously hydration as well.
Yeah.
Because like leading into games, you need to be eating the right food, like prepping the night before with sleep as well. Like, yeah, before a game, I made sure to keep it consistent throughout the week, so don't change anything the night before. So if I was to drink 1.5 litres every day during the week, I would keep it at 1.5 litres the night before a game. I wouldn't change it to 2 or 3 because that would just ruin routine. Yeah. So I'd keep it the same. I'd go to bed a little bit earlier, like half an hour or an hour earlier. So maybe I was a night owl, so maybe 10 p.m, 9:30-ish on game day nights. And then I'd wake up and then I'd like to get prepped. I'd like to go for a walk or like to go get brekkie early if there's a PSA game, for example, because they're on at 10:45, are they? Yeah. So I'd like to get brekkie in, a big meal in early, eggs, sort of big breakfast, whatever I sort of can get in at 7-ish. And then, morning activation, walk, and then anything to keep me settled down, just relaxed and mentally and physically prepared.
Totally. So that was your pre-game ritual every single week?
Pre-game ritual every single week,
Nice.
Keep things the same.
Yeah. Oh, totally agree with that. Yeah. Now, obviously on the podcast, me and Tony do a bit of a ranking, bit of some ranking stuff. And obviously you've seen some clips of, us ranking some songs. I did have Bulldogs in my top 5, I'm pretty sure. But I want to give you a blind ranking today, mate. So it's going to be blind ranking these haircuts from former and current Bulldogs players. So bit of a different one.
Here we go.
I'll say 5 is the worst. If you don't know what the haircut is, I've got photos of all of them for you, mate. Okay. So if you need a photo, let me know. So we'll start off with Aiden Cooney's blonde mop when he was drafted. Do you know what it looks like and would you like a refresher?
I need a refresher. Oh, fuck.
So 5's the worst, 1's the best.
Show me again. Yeah. 5 the worst.
5 the worst.
Probably a 3. 3. I reckon they could be worse.
Not bad.
It's pretty bad though.
We'll go Roy Lobb's blue hair.
It was full blue, yeah?
Yeah.
It was light blue?
That's what it was.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind that, to be honest.
I think it suited him, honestly.
It suited him a little bit, but it's still not it. Just keep your natural colour. Maybe 2.
2. All right.
Let's go 2. Surely there's worse. Fuck, I might have fucked up.
Akin Magnus's beach blonde haircut.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's as bad as number 3, just about. So let's put that number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah. I might have stuffed up here. Oh no, is this bad? I should have gone to more one for that.
Danny Southwood's mullet.
No, that's
that
bad.
one?
Yeah, that's number 5.
Number 5.
That's number 5.
So you put number 1, Rory Lobb's crab hair.
Oh shit. Not the crab hair. That's the only one I stuffed up, to be fair.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Fair enough. I mean, I would have had Akin Mattis's one. I actually don't mind it on Akin.
You don't want it? Yeah, it suits him.
I think it's pretty good.
The first one should have been number 5. Yeah, that was.
How bad's that? The mullet.
Yeah. 5 or 4. That's shocking.
That's
just it's like a rat's tail.
Yeah, it's like a rat's tail / mullet. I don't even know. Don't see that in the current day. But anyway,
shocking.
Moving on from that, I hope you had a bit of fun there.
Yeah, that was good.
We go from the Bulldogs. Obviously, you spent a couple. How long were you training at the Bulldogs? Was it 4-ish months?
Would have been Well, obviously the Christmas break, so all up maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. So how was that overall experience like? As being a professional athlete.
Yeah, it was it was so surreal, so good. The first week or 2, I couldn't feel a thing in my body, so sore, another level sore, because I'm coming from, I said all this stuff about professionalism leading into the draft, but because I never had much gym. I was not gymming much, maybe 2 times a week. AFL, I'm not going to lie, you're not really prepared, especially for in terms of gym and strength training and all that. I got to the club and we were probably gymming 4 or 5 days a week. But that's me though, because I was a bit skinnier than everyone else. So yeah, if people had days off or something, I would have to come in and then just do extra stuff. So I went from 60 kilos to No, it was like 65 kilos to about 76 within like 2 months.
Right, that's mental.
Yeah, like it was insane.
Wow.
Within the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, I'm so sore. I'm like, this is crazy insane. So they gave me creatine. I already had protein, so I was on bulk protein straight away as soon as I got there. Creatine and fish oil tablets. So all of that helped heaps, and I put on so much weight so much quicker. So yeah, in terms of like different things as well, whatever I would burn, I would have to eat 2 times the amount I would burn.
So
the calories.
How many calories was your daily intake?
I wouldn't actually know the exact amount.
But did you just get like food from the club? Or was it
So all the food from the club, and then I would have to like eat extra as well.
Jesus.
Yeah, so like if we were to get lunch at the club, that would be fine. But then after training, if training finished like 3, I'd have to get more food in before dinner.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you felt pretty full.
But I was pretty full. But then again, I like wasn't as well because the training was so hard, so intense, and also pre-season, hardest thing ever as well. Yeah, like gym, cross training, running. All 3 combined. It's crazy.
I remember Xavier Walsh, who plays Port Adelaide, he's obviously went to TC. He told me a story about one of his pre-season. We had to rally. What's his name? Oh, fuck. Port Adelaide defender. One of the Port Adelaide defenders.
Yeah.
Had to get it over his shoulders and lift him up a hill and like run up the hill.
What?
Yeah, and like a beach. How mental is that?
That is wild.
And I was like, holy shit.
On like a camp?
Yeah, on like one,
that's
insane.
insane.
What they do.
Yeah,
So,
we went to Mooloolaba and did something similar, but not that.
Yeah.
It was just like all this like, we're in like a forest basically, and it was all this like hill running, and then it would go like downhill and it would go uphill. It was like Amazing Race type thing, and then we would work together in our teams.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was massive step up.
Yeah.
As soon as I got there,
100%.
But I was loving it at the same time. Loving it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That'd be cool, but also would absolutely suck.
Like it made me feel like I was gonna vomit multiple times at the start. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like once you get through it, once your body gets used to it all becomes like. I always like on my Instagram. There's a song called "Walking on a Dream." Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And that's what it was like, walking on a dream. If that makes sense. Like it was just a dream.
Yeah, totally.
You're just in it. Yeah,
totally agree.
It was
with
cool.
Who was like a player that you're like, holy shit, that's my teammate? I know if I was in your shoes, obviously the most obvious answer is the Bond. I mean, holy shit, like the Bond's my teammate.
Well,
like
he's Jesus, yeah. He's So yeah, when he walked up to me when I first got there, he was like, "How you going, Marcus?" I think he said, and I'm like, "Mate, I know who you are.
I know your name, bud."
Yeah, I'm like, "Yep, Aiden." And then I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
who's like someone in your eyes was like just so much different to what they're looking, on the TV. So like, Sam Darcy, for example.
Yeah.
Like how, ridiculously tall he is.
Yeah. So yeah, like there's a few boys like Sam Darcy, like biggest dude ever. He's actually so. He's a head taller than anyone at the club. So in terms of lob, he'd be a head taller than lob. Jesus. Biggest dude I've ever seen. He would be very close to 7 foot, and his wingspan like the exact same height as well. So it was like insane.
His wingstan's bigger than you, Brendan. Probably as well. And I'm not that small.
Literally, it's insane. But yeah, like all different players. Like Aaron Norton, for example. I lived with him when I first got over there. That was so good. He was the best. He's a WA boy. He just took me under his wing, and he first like week I got there, like I saw him with his shirt off, and I'm like, holy. Bro, like, how is this guy standing in front of me? Like, you should be in a movie or something. This guy, man, biggest like back, biggest chest. I'm like, bro, like that's something to aim for yet again.
100%. Do you still keep in contact with like
the Bulldogs boys?
Bulldogs players?
A couple of. So I had 2 really good mates. Jordan Croft just made his debut. Awesome debut, by the way. Yeah, 2 goals, nearly 3 actually. Yeah. And Lockie Smith. So those two got drafted with me, and then Riley Sanders and Joel Frazier. Got along with them the most, and then like as well as Sam Darcy and Riley Sanders. Wait, I said Riley Sanders. Sam Darcy, Luke Cleary, Jeb Buslinger, WA boy, Trinity boy.
Yeah,
actually.
Trinity boy as well.
Yeah. So all of them I all got along with, but yeah, like there's only a couple I sort of keep in touch with. Yeah, like because obviously they're training and like they're prepping for games and stuff. So I understand it would be hard, but AFL is like you're in the system and then you're out. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
like that's unfortunately how it is, and that's how it would be for anyone. Like you would go and ask, I don't know, someone like Mark Lecras or something, he would say the exact same thing. Yeah. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Yeah,
Bit of a bummer, but
yeah.
so obviously I know the story. A lot of people do know the
What's
story.
this? Yeah.
The AFL draft story.
Yep.
I want to hear from top to bottom.
Yep.
Obviously, you started at Levers, you left Levers, you came back to Levers. Let's just hear it all. And let's just hear it all. Let's hear it all.
Yeah, yes. Well, so obviously it was the week leading into the draft. So yeah, I was pretty prepped, but at the same time I was like, this is going to be such a good week. This is going to be the best week of my life. Yeah, so I drove down a little, what was it? Hyundai, what's it called? It was I-30. Yeah, a little I-30. Oh my God, it's such a little clapped out car. But it was kicking. It was all we needed. It was me and my mate actually, because we were going to go down originally with a few Wesley boys, but they ended up going down in one car themselves. So it was my mate and I, Sam, his name is, the one from Kalgoorlie again. And yeah, we were just cruising down. Yeah, got there. I think we left from Northam actually, because he came from Kalgoorlie. And yeah, it took about 4.5 hours. So just a quick trip down the road. Yeah, got there. I can't remember where I was staying. Where were you staying?
Oh, yes, no, because we are the same. It's right next to Abbey Beach. That's all I remember. It's next to Abbey Beach.
It's right near there.
And it was an absolute jail cell. You couldn't bring anything in.
Exactly.
I do remember that, yeah.
But no, it was like any other one, any other person's leave is. So yeah, it was fun. It was energetic. It was very good. But yeah, I think it was the first or second night. I think there was like 1 or 2 stabbings or something, and then we were like low key shitting ourselves, and like we were like, what do we do here? Like this is still fun. Like, do we leave? So we ended up leaving, and then yeah, like I think the next day. So I think I was on the Tuesday or I don't know what night. The next day was a Wednesday, so I was in bed a bit earlier than the other nights because I had to drive back. And yeah, the draft wasn't till like the Arvo, like 5 p.m. at night or something. It kicked off, so we weren't too stressed about leaving. Left at about 10, I think. Got back to Northern at like 2 or 3 in the Arvo, and then yeah, just waited. I was talking to everyone before it, and then I watched from pick 1 all the way through to pick 55. So it was really stressful. I didn't think I was going to get picked up at multiple stages, but yeah, the grind was worth it.
Yeah, got there in the end.
Yeah, got there in the end.
That's an unreal story,
Yeah.
mate.
And then went back, and then yeah, had a blast the last night, and then I actually had to go to Melbourne that weekend.
Oh, wow.
So it was like switch up straight away. So yeah, after the last night.
Were you like a celebrity
on the Friday? A little bit.
Did anyone like recognise you? You know,
a few people did. Yeah, I think a few people were a bit too slosh to recognise me though. But no, a few people did. Yeah, Big Kale came up and gave me a hug because obviously he was my teammate. I think he had a couple of girls around him. Blake needs to calm down. Nah, but nah, he was the support crew was there, which was great. Yeah, a couple of randoms came up, but nah, it wasn't too extreme, which is good.
Yeah,
which is good. And then yeah, went that Saturday or Sunday to Melbourne. So it was like straight away I had to pack my stuff.
Was that straight into pre-season then as well? Or?
No, luckily they give you a little bit of time to. So I think the first 2 days, one of the days I went into the club, met everyone, didn't train, and then I think it was that week or the week after. I started training later that week, sorry. And then the week after, it was like all the all the AFL like intro stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was all the new draftees went to this. I think it was Marvel or the MCG, one of the two. And we had all these meetings, all this different stuff about gambling. That was a little bit of a voice crack. It had different stuff which taught us all the right things that we needed to know, obviously. And then, like the week after that, I think it was the 2K, the club 2K, which was unreal. Probably the best race out of any races that they've had. It was all us rookies, and then it was like rogue as. It was like Tim English, the only one in there, because he missed out on the first one. So I think it was Lockie Smith. So he's a big dude that got drafted. He was a ruck. So it was him, Tim English, and then it was like myself, Joel, Riley, Jordan Croft, and then I think that was it, and that was the best race ever. Like we all got around 6:20 to 6:30 mark. So I won at 6:24. This was on grass, Jesus. And then the person behind me, I think, was Joel or Crofty, one of the two, and everyone was in 5 seconds.
Jesus,
it was the best race ever.
I celebrate with my 2K is like 8:20 or something, and I'm happy with that because he's got a full 2 minutes. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, I think you beat last.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Get me in.
Yeah.
Get me in.
Get him in. Yeah.
Obviously, look, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, moving on to the injury. What actually happened that day?
Yeah. So, I was in the thick of preseason, just did the 2K. Like I said, I was the fittest I've ever been in my life. I was winning the 2Ks. I felt like I was probably the quickest at the club. Like the boys were saying that as well, which was pretty cool to hear. And it all just happened in a blur. I woke up in the ambulance. I was concussed. Yeah. Got knocked out. Bailey Williams and I running different directions. This is what I got told. And then, got knocked out and woke up in the ambulance, unfortunately.
Yeah, was that like your first ever major injury you ever had?
First ever, injury, I would say.
So
I dislocated a finger. That one's cooked.
That's very bad.
Yeah, but that's it. That's it. No concussions, no broken bones, nothing.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just unfortunate.
I mean, that's just pure unlucky, isn't it?
It's unlucky, yeah.
Yeah. Look, how did it actually feel to have, a full community of people, wrap their arms around you in a very tough time for, young 18-year-old?
Yeah, it felt unreal. It felt great. Obviously, I just wanted to get back out there. So I was in the hospital for sort of 1 or 2 days after because they just wanted to keep me in there. Obviously, the day after the concussion, I wasn't feeling myself, which is normal. And then sort of, a couple of days after, I started feeling better. It was completely fine. Felt like I was back to normal. I started to do non-contact training. This was a tough part when I was out of training. I was doing non-contact for, I reckon, 4 months, up to 4 months, maybe a bit more. And they basically weren't giving me any answers. So I was just training. I was just grinding on the sides, which was so fucking hard. Doing all this rehab stuff. And unfortunately the news they already knew. So it was a panel discussion with independent sort of dudes. It was like a table like this, except obviously straight, like a dinner table. And you're the head of the table. It's similar to the draft where you have all the meetings, except obviously it was bad news. And you got doctors left, right, centre. It's kind of intimidating, not going to lie. And then Mum was there. Not the wellness dude. It was the development bloke was in there as well. And they made the call. They said all my physical stuff, that was all good. They revealed the brain. Yeah, the hemorrhages were there. The brain bleeds, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, how did that feel?
Oh, fuck, so shit. I was in shock straight away. I couldn't move a thing in my body. I was like, what? I was like, what does this actually mean? And then they're like, we recommend you never play contact sport again. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? Yeah. This can't be true. This can't be true.
Yeah, that's just not. Yeah, that's just pure unlucky. I mean, do you actually have? I mean, obviously researching you a little bit. I don't think you signed the papers to say you're medically retired. I'm not sure. That's what it said on this.
Oh yeah,
That's what it said.
I'm still contracted. So
okay.
So yeah, like the contract was 2 years. I could have taken it in lump sum. I didn't want it to get taxed heaps. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So I just kept getting monthly payments for the end of this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So 2-year contract.
Do you have like any obviously, do you have any ambitions to try to play footy again? And do you think you could possibly get to that stage of playing AFL or any footy again?
Well, sort of a positive and a thing to sort of, I don't know, look towards, I guess, smile about. I've just been speaking to this new guy and he's got this rehab sort of program, goes for 12 weeks. And then I got to keep it going for like a certain period of time. But I only have to do all this stuff he's recommended me for 12 weeks. And yeah, like if I do all that and if there's improvements and whatnot, I then can sign papers that say I won't be able to play AFL again, won't be able to play at the highest level, but it doesn't, I guess, what's that word? Discourage, I don't know. It still includes my chances of playing local footy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can still play local footy if everything changes and everything's okay. If I was to play again, it wouldn't be anytime soon. I would leave it for a while. I would do all this right stuff to see if I can get back to what's Aiden's normal, this dude said, which is sort of a positive to think about.
Yeah.
Because I could play footy again. And to be honest, I don't really care if it's at local level. I couldn't care what level it was. Like you said, camaraderie, doesn't matter what you play. It doesn't matter if you play thirds. It doesn't matter what you play. If you're having fun with your mates, that's all that matters. And yeah, it's hard because I do miss it at times. And yeah, hopefully I can get back to playing.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you, 100%. I mean, what would you give, a young advice? So going to more advice for young footy players, what would you give?
Yeah.
Sorry. What advice would you give to a young athlete who's actually gone through a major injury or is going through a major injury right now?
Yeah.
If you had to speak to him one-on-one?
Yeah, well, saying that, I've actually had a couple of kids like DM me on Instagram with the same sort of thing. And I just say the advice I've been given, to be honest, like medical experts, sorry about that, know what they're doing. Like they're experts for a reason. So at the end of the day, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So it was a person come up to me in terms of concussion, the same sort of thing as me. I would say, bro, like it's not worth it. Like it really isn't, especially if you've had multiple concussions. So yeah, I just say the best thing you can do is to try and keep finding that next thing to make you happy. That next thing in life where you can, I don't know, it will never be the same, obviously I would say that. But you just got to find ways to, I don't know, build your way around and find the next step, because there will be something out there that you're passionate about. And athletics, that's sort of been, I would say, my saviour. Like that's been the outing of me from footy that's helped me so much. And I'm in a squad now at the athletics stadium. So yeah, I would say just keep yourself busy, surround yourself with what you're still good at. So for example, I'm pretty fast, so that's why I'm staying involved with the athletics.
Yeah.
Because I can't play contact sport again. So there's always other avenues outside of it. You just got to find what you love, if that makes sense.
Totally agree, mate. That's some very wise words coming from you. So, yeah, would you say that's more of like, obviously the mental hurdle to say that you are never going to play AFL again, that was very struggling. Do you reckon athletics really did help you? And if there was anything else, like, please share. Or what anything else helped you go through that mental side of it? Yeah,
100%. It's like the same sort of thing. You just got to surround yourself with family, friends. You got to stay as close as you can. Like it's hard because you will feel that sense of sort of loneliness because you've just come from a professional environment. You've just come from, I don't know, like you feel like you're pretty much on top of the world, and then to just go bang, skyrocket back down, back to sort of square one, and you feel lost. You feel all that at times. It's similar to blokes like Cooper Hamilton, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like he's gone through some stuff. It's like the same sort of thing, like the feeling of loss it's sad. Sorry, man. I keep kicking you. But yeah, like you just gotta keep in touch with people you love. Like it's hard, yeah. Like I felt like at times I've lost connections a little bit, just because I can't be involved with any footy club. I can be, but like it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I'm not just gonna rock up to their games, watch their games, and then go out with them afterwards. Like I just couldn't do that.
Yeah.
That just wouldn't be me. And then yeah, like I no longer like go out. I don't go out with any of my mates anymore, just because of the fact that it's hard, because someone always like brings up the same thing over and over again. So yeah, don't do the things that will make you feel worse, if that makes sense. I would tell people that. Yeah, still stay involved with your closest friends, the ones that really can and want to see you, and then family most important for me. I found that, and then yeah.
Totally.
Obviously, like the athletics as well.
Yeah.
And like the new job, the coaching, that's also the next avenue outside of it.
Yeah. Totally agree, mate. Look, obviously you do have a brother and a sister in the AFL system right now, and obviously probably more your brother's side. And your sister. How do they actually support you prior to the concussion and actually after? So obviously Nathan would have been a massive influence in your life growing up. It's like, hey, he's actually been drafted, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure.
How did Nathan and Emma actually support you through and prior to that concussion?
Yeah. So obviously I'll start off with like, it's never happened. This has never happened to an 18-year-old ever before. So like it's fresh to everyone. So it's going to be like, everyone's going to feel shocked, in disbelief, all of that sort of stuff. But like before the concussion, obviously everything was smooth sailing. Nathan was helping me out. I was like, obviously I'd ask for feedback after every sort of Perth game. He would come watch, and every Wesley game I was like, did I play well? Like what do you think? Like all that sort of stuff. And yeah, his advice was unreal. Emma was transitioning into footy, so I would also speak to her about it and whatnot. And Emma's straight down the line, so she'll give me the feedback I need to hear.
Yeah,
like the stuff that like you were shit at that, you should have done better. And I'm like, yep, that's fair enough, and I'd take it on board. And then leading into it, like during the process, they were great. They were unreal. Nathan couldn't make it to the speech, unfortunately, because he had training. But Emma came over. They were wrapping their arms around me. Mum and Dad, the best support. Yeah, and they have done since. Like, Mum's been like, I've been trying to get back, obviously, and Mum's been supporting me ever since it happened. The whole way through it. She's been going to all my meetings with my managers, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, unreal. And how proud are you to actually see your sister and your brother playing for Freo and doing pretty well for themselves?
Yeah, so proud, man. Yeah, like Emma transitioned from netball to footy. Like I think she was like 19 or 20. She started playing for Swan Districts, and then got drafted into Freo probably, I think, 2 years in, which was pretty unreal. Like first 2 years of footy, like getting drafted top level. And yeah, to see the AFLW progressing in a good manner, it's great. It's great to see, like the skills are improving, like everything's improving. Everyone's sort of understanding different roles and whatnot. Like it's looking good for the future. And then in terms of Nathan, yeah, like unreal. Like I used to watch him growing up. I always called him a lanky draft growing up, but he still is a lanky draft. Nah, he's put on a lot of muscle, which is good. But yeah, like watching him, he's an absolute tank. Like he can run all day on the wing. Shittest role, by the way, ever. I couldn't. AFL level, I couldn't imagine running up and down the wing. Like, for example, prime example, like he didn't get that many touches last week, but he was on top of all the running stuff. And I'm like, mate, like you have to be a shitter.
Yeah.
That would be a shit role.
Sucks.
Yeah.
And the half forward role
exactly.
as well. That's just, you really do the graveyard shift.
Yeah. It's such a bad role. But nah, he says, mate, I know, like Nathan always says, mate, I know what you're going through. Well, obviously I don't know what you're going through, but like I know you're going through shit and whatnot. And like every time I go out there, I think of you. And and it inspires me and it makes me want to play better because I know you would want to be out here.
Yeah.
Playing this. So yeah, like every time he says that as well, like it brightens me up as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, fuck yeah, you go do your thing. You go do your thing. You go dominate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry for swearing, by the way. I'm allowed to swear.
No, you're
probably
going
going to cut it out.
We'll bleep it out or something. But
Easy.
obviously, I mean, this footy season's been a little bit weird. I mean, we obviously all know the Brain East podcast, and when I saw your name there for one of the episodes, I was a bit surprised, to be honest. I frankly didn't know that, you actually were going to be a co-host on a podcast. You're very good at speaking. I think you'd be you are an awesome co-host on that podcast. But did you ever always want to go into podcasting, or what was the story there behind you and Brain Ethan?
Yeah. So, to be honest, well, Brain East hit me up like they do with every other draft prospect sort of thing. And yeah, like I sort of just put it past me. Like I texted him and said, I actually didn't text him for a while. I just looked at it and left it. I think I asked my manager and he just said, like, leave it for a bit, like, don't go on it yet. And I was just like listening to that and I sort of left it and then I completely forgot about it. And then like later on in the year or something, I think they either text me again or I looked on it, or like people were talking about Brain East and like it was slowly like building higher and higher. And I was like, okay, I might go on to it, but I never went on to it at all before the draft.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it was after, yeah. So it was when I sort of got back from Melbourne, they texted me and it came on. Similar to what you want to talk about. And then, spoke about that. And then, ever since then, they said, do you want to come back on and whatnot? And I was like, yeah, why not?
Love it, mate.
Yeah.
And, you guys are doing an amazing job, interviewing draft prospects and overall. And, everyone really rates the podcast in general. And I think you are a very good asset to them. And you should be very proud that, you are on it now.
Appreciate it.
But, what are the future plans now? Like, going forward, what are the main future plans for Aiden O'Driscoll?
Yeah, so there's been so many mixed sort of things, like thoughts I can go through because, like, to be honest, like there's time for me to think. Like, obviously the AFL is going to help me out in terms of compensation, so I'm not going to be just fucking stranded. So in terms of mental health, like it's going to be a struggle, but like there's different assets that have helped me. Obviously, I've explained them. But in terms of next year, I'm still doing the PT course, so that's something to aim for. I've thought about becoming a cop. I've thought about becoming a firefighter, but my main two thoughts are, to be honest, personal training and umpiring.
Oh, that would be, yes.
Yeah.
That's actually, because then you use your running.
You can use my running,
Umpiring is very fun. I don't know if you've ever done it. I did as a kid.
No.
I really did enjoy it.
What, you did field umpiring?
Yeah, I did field umpiring. Only for year 4s, year 5s. But it was actually really fun. And I did really enjoy it. The only issue is I couldn't really, I wasn't the fastest bloke, but you'd have no issue in that.
Yeah.
I think, that would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
If you can go into that.
Yeah, that's sort of the... I guess number one thought in the back of my mind, like, could I actually do this? Like, because obviously I have the footy knowledge, which is different to some umpires. Some umpires just come in, they obviously have the footy knowledge because they do all the study and whatnot, but they don't play it. Yeah. So I've played it, I've lived it, and I sort of know. I'll just have to learn some of the calls. Obviously, I don't know all of them.
Yeah.
But I know all of that, and I'm probably I'm pretty fit. Yeah. So it'll help a lot. Yeah. It'll help a lot.
But no, honestly, just back yourself in, man.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah. That's right.
Look, that wraps us up. I think this has been an amazing talk, personally. I think thank you for coming on to the podcast.
No worries.
Especially being the first, guest is a little bit daunting for me and Tony, but I think you smashed it, mate. It was awesome having you on, and we will get back in next interview. Not sure quite who it will be, but thank you again, Aiden, and we'll talk to you in the next one.
Thank you.